Hey everyone, welcome back to a new Wizard101 video. This is a video I didn't think I'd be making this weekend because I wasn't sure if I would complete it or not. But luckily, I just decided to take one of them to Mega that was really close and ended up getting the talent. So this pet was pretty easy for me to make. But I didn't even know that I would be making this pet over the weekend. Well, it's not even the weekend. It was Friday that I made it. And then I'm posting the video on Saturday. So it was like not even a day process of making this, and I decided to do it because one, it was double pet XP, so why not? You know, that makes it way easier to train pets anyway. And then two, my fire just hit max level, so I was thinking about it. I'm like, okay, we've had Spike for a while now, and he's a pretty good pet. I'll show him so you guys can kind of compare stats, but he's more of a defensive pet because he's got, you know, spell proof and spell defy and damage. And I wanted a pet that would be able to also have critical, because if you think about it, on my storm, I know fire and storm aren't the exact same, but on my storm I have my storm culture with critical and damage talents, and I feel like I use that pet way more than my triple double pet. So you definitely use the critical a lot. So I wanted a pet that was basically like my storm culture but for fire. So that's what this pet is. It's going to be a fire critical and fire damage pet. And I'm pretty proud of it. I'm also pretty proud of it because I made it completely through the kiosk. And that makes it a little bit easier. I was thinking about this. I'm like, if you make a pet just in the kiosk now, you're saving a lot because, well, one, you're saving crowns because you are saving crowns because, at least for me, I'm saving crowns because when I would hatch with people and I wanted to get the pet done quickly, I would gift them Paro potions as well as use one myself. So that was 800 crowns per hatch, because if someone's hatching with me, I usually want to, you know, gift them the potion because they're using their pet and helping me to be able to get that, and they're spending their own gold. So, and sometimes I'll help them farm for gold, or I'll give them empowers or something so they can get gold, but that's basically how it goes. So this time I'm saving gold because I don't have to, you know, help someone else get gold, and I'm saving crowns. So Kiosk is pretty good. Let's go over to the pet pavilion. Kiosk is really good, and I highly recommend it if you guys are looking to make a pet. It's a great time right now because of double pet XP, but let's go ahead and get into the actual pet. So here we go. This is what the pet looks like. I decided to go for the fire kookaburra just because, I don't know, the kookaburra is such a good looking pet that I just wanted it. It has the blade, which is what I want, because usually pets that people go for, they give some kind of blade. So that's what I want for on this pet, and then it gives some other cards that aren't too big of a deal. But before I show the stats, this is basically what I did. So I kind of knew in my mind what pet I wanted, and that was the kookaburra. So if you go over to the ornery kookaburra right here, oh, I guess you can see the stats too. So what I did was I was just like, okay, ornery kookaburra, and I want to find one that's the exact stats that I want. And I just kept looking through until I found a couple that were in here, and I just kept hatching with them. So that's a really good way of doing it. And then it compares both the stats, and you can kind of see how the stats will line up. Like if you find one that's exactly like this, you can see the talents start to line up, like Fire Giver, Fire Assailant, Critical Striker. It just starts to line up a little bit. So that was your sneak preview of what talents I have. Here we go. This is the new kookaburra pet that I will be using a lot on my fire, and the name is not official. Shaggy Pepper. I mean, I am not going to be using that. We're probably going to pick a different name in this video, but here's the talents. We got Fire Giver, Fire Assailant, Pain Giver, Critical Striker, Fire Dealer, and then I went ahead and crafted a Fire Striker because I never had a Fire Striker. I thought I did somewhere, but I didn't, so I had to get this one, and that gives an extra 26 crit from that. So basically triple crit, triple damage on this pet, and also 10 dealer. I was going for that, so I got the right stats to be able to get that. I mean, there you go. This is the kookaburra. Pretty cool pet. So I definitely could have made these talents and this pet on a Raging Bull, because the Raging Bull gives a lot of good cards, but I just feel like everyone uses the Raging Bull, and I know a lot of people use this kookaburra too, but when I make pets, I really like the hybrid pets. And on my storm, I guess the only one that's not a hybrid on my storm is just the default Rancor, but I feel like the default Rancor actually looks really cool. But the Raging Bull, I don't know. It looks good, But if I were to use a Raging Bull, I would want to use a hybrid anyway. And let's find the Raging Bull. Raging Bull actually gives some decent cards. It gives the blade, smokescreen, and choke. So I mean, these are a little better cards, but I just like the looks of the Kookaburra, so I don't really care. I mean, what am I going to use smokescreen? Probably not that often, but I do agree that the Raging Bull does have a little bit better cards, but this one's fine. And mostly just want the blade. So there you go. That is the new Kookaburra that I'm going to be using on my fire character. And for people asking about why I use these boots, this is the best boots that I have right now until I get Cabalist. And I don't want to go ahead and stitch them when I probably will just unstitch them right away and put the Cabalist boots on. So I need to farm for the Cabalist boots. Once I get those, I will stitch the Cabalist and use that instead. Because I have everything except the boots that I need, and now I have the pet. What else do I need? Maybe the staff. I need to craft the Revered Wand and see if there's any other staff that's good for fire. I'm using the Professor's one. But let's go ahead and head over to the dye shop because I want to see what name. I never know what name I'm going to name these new pets when I go into it. The last one we had was, I don't even remember. I remember naming Rex was just kind of I just picked one, you know. I just went for it. But now we even have the new name, so I could pick anything. I don't know. Let's just go ahead and look. I don't like think about what I'm gonna name the pet before I actually go into this. So it is a Kookaburra. I'm not sure about having a like title, but let's just go through the list and see if one sticks out to me, because sometimes that happens. So it's a bird. It's a Kookaburra. I just realized you could name your pet Dr. Pepper. How did I not realize this before? You can literally name your pet Dr. Pepper. I'm actually considering using the name Pepper for this pet. It's already got the name Shaggy Pepper, so that's pretty close, but Pepper kind of makes sense. I'm thinking, should I just keep Pepper and that's it, or Dr. Pepper? If I name it Dr. Pepper, I mean, it's a red pet. Should I just do it? I mean, it'll be hilarious, and I've never had a pet name something like that. But I don't want the pet to be a joke, because it's not a joke. Like, this pet's the real deal. King Pepper. I don't know. A Lord Pepper. I never usually even put one of these, like, titles before the name. So, Mr. Pepper. Well, yeah, I don't know. If I'm going to pick one, it'd have to be Dr. Pepper, because that's hilarious. But I don't know. You know what? Fine. The pet's not a joke, but the name isn't a joke because it looks like Dr. Pepper. It's a red pet and looks like a Dr. Pepper. I just want to see it. I mean, look at the color. Is that not the color of Dr. Pepper? Like, honestly, tell me. I like it. I'm going with it. You know what? We're keeping it. When I look at this pet and I see the name Dr. Pepper, I'm going to laugh. So that's what I want. But I forgot to compare the pets. Let me go over to Spike so you guys can look. But yeah, there you go. Going from Spike to Dr. Pepper. And those are the talents that I had. So basically I started with what I have on Spike on the left there. And I hatched with Kookaburras until I got the Kookaburra back. And then I went ahead, trained it to adult. If it didn't fail, then I just kept going. And eventually I got to... Let me show you guys. Eventually I got to this Kookaburra that had the 3 crit talents. And I used this as the base. And then kept hatching with this one until I got to, where I am with this one. This was actually my backup hatch, this guy. So he was pretty good. But didn't need him because I trained this one up to Mega. Backup hatched. Trained it at Mega, and it ended up getting, what was it? Pain Giver, I think, at Mega. So it was good. It was done. And then I had to go ahead and craft Fire Striker because I wanted this extra talent. And that's the pet. That's Dr. Pepper. So, I mean, I'm proud of it. I'm glad that I took advantage of using the double pet XP for this pet. And for this video, I just want to, really make the point that the pet hatching kiosk is super good. And you can basically get any pet that you see in there if you're dedicated, and especially if there's double pet XP, makes it way easier. So all you have to do, you really have to know what kind of pet you want, So I would recommend some of the hybrids for the school pets are really good, and the turtles are good. Where's the firewall? This one's actually pretty good too, because does this give a card? I don't know if it gives cards though, but I mean, this pet's still good. People probably got some good fire wardle pets in here. This one has like almost all critical. See, critical hitter is the lesser critical, so you don't want that if you're going for critical. That's why critical strike is a little bit better. But yeah, so that's what you do. You just go through it and pick the pet you want, hatch with it, and then if it fails, you try to find another one that was similar to what you wanted, because usually there's a lot of pets in there, a lot of similar pets, and then you just keep going. So that's what I did. I was able to finally get this pet. Didn't take too long, and we got Dr. Pepper for you guys. So this will probably be my official pet that I use on my fire, because I feel like with the stats, I'm just going to want to have a lot of critical and the damage rather than spell proof. So this is where I'm at in terms of damage right now. I will be doing an official 125 gear setup once I get the gear, because I don't have the Cabalist gear. I don't know like if I ever got it before or what, but I don't actually have Cabalist gear on this character. Maybe I'm not looking hard enough and I do have fire boots, but all I want is the fire Cabalist boots. Once I get those, I'll be set. But this is where I'm at in terms of damage and critical, 78%. If I finish the the complete setup for my fire, I will have probably, I need to get the 17 crit jewels, because I'll probably put those on instead and use those so I can get more critical. I don't think I'm going to be able to get 100% critical on my fire, but I'll try. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, this is the pet that I'm going to be using in that 125 gear setup, so here's a sneak peek of it. But that's it for you guys, so hope you enjoyed it. That is the new pet that I'll be using. I'm actually kind of happy with the name. I like it. Dr. Pepper, the little kookaburra. So cute. See, that's why people use kookaburra. I just like the pet in general, especially the hybrids. So that's going to do it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a like for the new pet. Hope it inspired you to maybe try to hatch your own pets from the hatching kiosk, because super good. Definitely worth it. Saves you and some other person the gold and the crowns from having to coordinate hatches and do all that. So it's really good. But thanks again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.